Hey guys, what is going on? It is Digger here today, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 tips to help you improve when playing as a rocket trooper in Battlefront 2. Okay, so before I start, it needs to be said that the aerial class costs 1500 battle points in both Galactic Assault and Extraction, 2000 battle points in Strike, and 1000 battle points in Blast. The rocket trooper's health is 200 except for the B2RP rocket droid whose health is 300. I don't know why this is, but there you go, now you know. There are also 6 different variants of the aerial class. You can cycle through them on the collection menu. The different variants are there just so that the rocket trooper fits in better with what era of map you're playing. Okay, so the first tip is that each different variant of the rocket trooper has a different gun that fits the era that the rocket trooper belongs to. All guns still have better accuracy than the normal guns, and the appearances and guns are as follows. For the Clone Wars era, the B2RP rocket droid from the Separatist side has the twin wrist blaster. Now this is a fully automatic gun. The rocket droid also has a wrist rocket instead of a rocket launcher. All the other versions have a rocket launcher. The wrist rocket does the same amount of damage, and it's only different because it's a droid rather than an actual person. So the jet trooper is from the clone side and has the DC-17 pistol, and the pistol is a single shot. Okay, so moving on to the original film era, the Imperial rocket trooper uses the RT-97C. This is a fully automatic gun, and it's a version of a gun that was available in the first Battlefront 2015. And the Rebel rocket jumper uses the A280, and that gun is a 3-shot burst. So on to the new film era. First Order rocket trooper uses the SC-44C with a cell mod. The gun is fully automatic, and because of the cell mod it can fire for longer than the regular version used by the officer. And the Resistance rocket jumper uses the EL-16HFE with a stock mod. This gun is like the one used by Assault, but it has a much better accuracy due to lower recoil because of the stock mod. It is worth noting that the guns do feel a little different in the way they handle, and the best way to familiarise yourself with the guns is to just practice with them. They don't particularly affect the way you play, so just keep that in mind when playing as the aerial class. That being said, if you do want a specialised video on how to use a certain version of the aerial class, leave a comment down below and I will try to do my best. Okay, so the second tip is to balance your use of the movement abilities. Now the thing to remember is that they are basically star card abilities. They need time to recharge after every use, so the best way to use them is to get close to an enemy or group of enemies rather than jumping right on top of them. This way you get more time for the cards to recharge, as you must run to the enemies, thus giving a few more seconds to allow the cards to recharge. If you misjudge the distance and do land on top of the opposition, then don't forget that you still have your roll to help you move around a bit, and unlike your abilities, this doesn't require recharge time, it just requires stamina. Also, please keep in mind the fact that if you are inside, then the up movement isn't going to be that helpful unless you're playing in a room with a big roof like the Kashyyyk hangar, for instance. Okay, so on to the third tip. Now this is about your rocket. The rocket is a one-shot kill if you fire it on target, but it does take longer to recharge than the movement abilities, so don't waste it as you won't get that many chances to use it. In my opinion, the best time to use your rocket is when you're either flying overhead or moving very fast past them. If you're flying overhead, then you can shoot straight down. This is the easiest shot to do. To shoot an enemy as you fly past them is harder and takes a bit more practice, but is still safer than just standing still, firing the rocket and being a really easy target to the person you're firing the rocket at. Another great time to use the rocket is on maps that have choke points at doors. So you can fire the rocket through the door when the enemy opens it, and it's basically a guaranteed kill, especially as they can't see you before you fire the rocket, so it's a complete surprise to the enemy. So basically tip 3 is about don't spam the rocket, use it wisely so that you're more likely to get a kill and not waste it. Another thing to remember is to not fire the rockets too close to you. It has a lot of splash damage and you can easily kill yourself with it. The rocket is also great at dealing a lot of damage to both enforcers, so the Wookiee, Flame Trooper, Death Trooper, and the Super Battle Droid, and also heroes. It won't kill them in one shot, but it'll do a good amount of damage, and with enforcers you can basically finish them off with the regular gun. With heroes I recommend pulling away, wait for your rocket to recharge, hit them again, and then finish them off. Okay, so on to the fourth tip. This is about playstyle. The rocket trooper is good at both long and short range distances, so it suits almost all playstyles. If you're more of a run and gun type player, then the rocket trooper is great for you, as the aerial class is based on maneuverability. If you're a defensive player, then the long range accuracy of the guns is going to give an advantage over the regular guns. One thing to remember, however, is that the health on the Rocket Trooper goes down very quickly, so you must keep an eye on it. The amount of times I've thought, oh, I'll just launch in here, I'm good, without keeping an eye on my health, and then just get shot down immediately. It just feels like the health goes down faster than any other class. The Rocket Trooper can also escape from situations much easier than another class, so if you think that there's no point in fighting, then fly away and approach from a different angle. The Rocket Trooper does not suit a guns blazing style of play, so keep this in mind before attacking the whole team when they're sat there having lunch in one big group around an objective. My fifth and final tip is the star card setup. The Rocket Trooper only has boost cards, as you can't change any of the abilities. There are 5 cards you can choose from, 3 are health related and the other 2 improve the recharge time of the abilities. You definitely want the cards that improve the recharge time. When fully upgraded, the improved rocket launcher reduces recharge time on the rocket by 10 seconds, and the improved jetpack card reduces jetpack recharge time by 4 seconds when fully upgraded. Now the 4 seconds doesn't sound like much, but it's actually a huge help considering the amount of times you will be using your maneuverability abilities. Now when it comes to the 3 health cards, then I personally recommend the aerial training card. This card will give you health every time you defeat an enemy. Now the other 2 health cards are Survivalist, which regenerates your health faster, and Battle Hardened, which increases your maximum health. Now with the health cards, you can choose which one you prefer. You might actually prefer Battle Hardened aerial training card. It's up to you, but just remember that although the Survivalist card regenerates your health faster, it doesn't actually change when the regeneration starts. I used to have this one equipped thinking that, oh look, my health regen will begin sooner rather than later, but that's not actually what it does. It just, the amount of time it takes for your health to go from say like 5 to back up to 200, it's quicker. The actual time when the regeneration starts doesn't change. So just keep that in mind when you think about using Survivalist. All star cards can be fully upgraded to tier 4 by level 16, which is so much better compared to the level 35 required on the other regular classes. So guys, those are my 5 tips on getting better using the aerial class or the Rocket Trooper in Battlefront 2. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like down below. If you found it helpful and you want to see more videos like this, please leave a comment down below telling me which class you want to see next. Currently I'm thinking of doing the Enforcer next, but if you'd rather see Assault or Specialist or something, please leave a comment down below. But yeah guys, this has been Diggory, thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next one, bye bye.